forward, but I just am not feeling really well. So anyway, we're waiting to see what happens. So for some people who haven't had a chance to be at the meeting, Bruce, you're one of them that is new to the meeting. And basically, we're a problem-solving network of collaborators that are working transparently. And we are keeping track of our hours. Anybody that puts more than 5 hours a week into the community and our solutions, we keep track of those hours. And when there's profit to be made from our productive efforts, we are open to a profit sharing through that, uh, through our efforts. And we do keep track of that so that, and what we've been trying to develop is, and I'm working with a gentleman who's doing a trinary digital, let's see, distribution ledger technology that he's using. And I'm looking at a couple of other different things, but right now we're just keeping track of it via just putting in your hours and then sending them to me if you're putting in more than 5 hours a week so that we can keep track of it for right now into an Excel spreadsheet until this application is done. So to update everybody today, we did submit the grant. So the grant's been submitted and it's been accepted, and we're just waiting now back from information on that. We propose that what I need help with right now is gathering a way to access WIA funds. That's WIAO. Those are work initiative opportunity funds that we can use to help the disadvantaged people that need some certification to get their life back in order. And I have the technology center that's in Las Vegas that has the students. We have the programs, we have the instructors. We're just lacking the first initial how to get on that WIA list. I've sent out the information. So if anyone can help me on that, I would appreciate it. If anybody has the ability to find out how do we get on their list. I've reached out to Nevada partners because they are on their list and nobody seems to be able to help or return my calls. So if anybody else has a suggestion, I'd love to hear it.
So I've never heard of it, Rosalie, but I'll look into it and see what I can find out.
Thanks, Jason. You're just such a great blessing. Yeah, I don't know why it's been so difficult to find those, just like everything else seems to be difficult these days. But if you can, I appreciate it. It's called WIA funds, WIAO.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
And so that would allow for
the Secretary of Commerce, and I didn't hear anything back, and I followed up yesterday. It's just difficult to get in touch with people.
So can you talk a little bit louder? I don't know.
Yes, I did reach out to the Secretary of Commerce, and I found out the contacts in Seattle, Washington for our other issue. I'm still trying to connect with them, but haven't been able to connect yet regarding the Samsung opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Interested in having more information on that. If we can, we've got some land that someone's already earmarked for that out in Apex. So that's one of the other things that we're working on is bringing in jobs from Samsung. They're doing some chip manufacturing here in the United States. And so we're looking to put that in an area outside of Las Vegas. So thanks, Jason, on that. Keep track of your hours, like I said, on the amount of time and effort that you do so we know how to distribute.
I haven't been doing that.
Okay, so do that. And when you do, I just need to have it, just put it into an email, and I'll put it into an Excel spreadsheet. So eventually I'm going to do it into Trello where you're just tracking your hours. So everybody that is putting forth that we can keep track of when there's profit, we get paid. Okay, so the next thing was So that's really the only thing I need on the IT program. We've got everything. We've got the mentors set up, everything. So anybody that can help with that, I mean, all the heavy lifting has pretty much been done. So it would behoove you to help because most of the heavy lifting is done and you'll be like, oh, I helped solve that problem. So if you can, that would be an issue. Second thing is that we were going to discuss, if someone has the email, because I don't have it up on my screen, but if somebody's got the email, the agenda was the IT program and the symposium, and then the communities, I think is what we're talking about. So the symposium, again, we're having a hard time. I got a message back from Shayna, and she said she's got out of the office, but she said, reach out and fill out the application form at UNLV. And Tony's doing a luncheon. He's in charge of a luncheon today, so he won't be able to be on this call. But he's also reached out and sent several messages to the people that he wrote their business plan for to do a symposium in Las Vegas at the Virgin Casino, and they've not responded to him as well. So I don't know if it's just bad timing, everyone's busy. I don't know what the deal is, but if anybody has, and I have another person that I'm working with and helping on a project that thinks that we can get it at the SNL, SNS, SLS, that's what it is. It's the old Sahara Hotel, and we can do it there as well. So I'm just trying to find one venue that we can do a question and answer symposium, and then showcase the IT program, the community regenerative community, off the grid, sustainable living communities that we're working on, that several of us on this list or on this call are working on. And then also there's a couple of other innovative technologies that I've helped get funded. One has to do with Pure Cleanse, which has to do with the COVID. It's a way of killing the virus in large areas. So they can just put these out in, it's like a filter system, and it puts ions into the system, and not ozone, but ions, which kills the virus. So that, and then and I've asked everybody, so what I'm asking today as well, and I sent this on the email, is anybody that has a solution that you want to be showcased. First of all, we need to vet to make sure it's ready for funding and it has merit. And then second of all, you need to send a logo and a bio on yourself if you want to be a subject matter expert, or so we can upload or a solutionist, so we can upload that onto the website. So is there any questions so far of what I've been asking and why? No? Okay, so it's pretty clear. Okay. All right, so does anybody have any other suggestions about a venue for the symposium? I mean, maybe Vegas isn't the place to do it. I was hoping that this is the easiest place to fly in and out of. The casinos have a great place, and we can do it outdoors on at their pool decks. I'm just hitting a snafu. So
Rosalie, I just found out, and I didn't know this, that Don Ahern bought a hotel.
Yeah, I was going to reach out to Lloyd Benson. He's working with us for this IT program. So I was going to reach out to him this week as well to find out if we could use that hotel. It's not, I don't know if they have a pool in there or an outdoor venue, or if it's just the indoor lobby that they use, but have you seen it?
I've not been into it yet, so I need to go check it out. But
yeah.
I know there's no casino. It's just like a hotel, and they have a convention space. So I'm assuming it's all indoors, but I don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we want to do it in a convention space. That seems kind of counterintuitive for me on this one. Make it more of a, the people that we'd be inviting are kind of your non-traditional people anyway. So hoping that we could do it. The Virgin would be the best, because like I said, they have this pool area and then a stage above it. And then behind that stage, behind it here is a Buddha lounge kind of thing. And so you could have people that wanted to stay inside and people that wanted to be down in the pool area and just see, you know, if it's in October, their pool won't be that busy anyway. And we could just, and then I have Dennis who's offered to bring in his sound system so we can have a sound system and just bring it and, you know, have it right there at the outdoor pool venue. So it makes a lot of sense to do it at a casino. It's just that I have been hitting a roadblock on getting them to you know, send messages back. So anyway,
Rosalie,
uh, I want to say something. One thing my team had mentioned is if COVID starts, the regulations start coming back into effect, do you want a backup plan that's outdoors at any venue that we pick? Because
Yeah,
it seems like they're ramping up again.
yeah, and I hope that's not what I had. I thought it was just detox. So
Right.
ladies, you know, I've never had a headache, and I have had a headache, but not like this. And she said, "Oh, it's just detox. You're just detoxing a bunch of metal." And I had a metal on my back, and I don't know if you can see, I have these little bumps that have come out on my little face here, and a couple on my back. You know, so they're metal. This it's gross. I mean, but it's working. It's a
Wow.
detox. But I've, you know, like on my spine, I can see these little dots coming out, you know, from detoxing. So that's what I thought it was. But and I haven't lost my taste, so I don't know that that's what I have. But you know, I haven't got it checked or anything, but I've been basically hunkered in here. Luckily, I've got a friend's house that I'm staying at she's not here, and I've been quarantining anyway, so, and just working my little fingers to the bone. So, but yeah, I do. That's why I thought of either having it at an outdoor venue at a park. That would be the next thing, is just to have it like at Sunset Park. It's close to the freeway. It won't be hot, you know, it'll be nice. We can have some, you know, activities and things like that, and then have the symposium. Because basically what we're trying to do is present solutions that have been assessed and then surround community action groups around them, along with subject matter experts, to discuss the viability of it and what are going to be the snafus. And I think a lot of people in the community just don't know that we can solve our own problems collectively and not wait around for, you know, the government to come in with the right program. And because I don't find them to be problem solvers, I find them to be problem creators. So you know, I just think that we just need to help get back to the basics, and a grassroots collaborative effort is what I'm projecting here to be. And I think the more information, so we are going to need some promoters to promote this as well. So anybody that can promote and has some followers to get on board with this, that's really where we're at. And I think the next thing is, I'll just go ahead and Jason, you would know this. So to get a outdoor venue like at Sunset, what do you think, to have that as a backup plan?
I think Gustavo's unmuted.
Yeah, I'll mute. Okay.
So I think it's good to have a backup plan. I'm curious of watching what's happening right now. We have a mask mandate again. So, you know, depending on what happens, you might be forced to move it back because you won't have a venue. I'm not really sure. It's kind of unclear right now, but I do think having an outdoor venue makes a lot of sense. I think in my mind, what we need is, I haven't seen an agenda yet. So we need an agenda with who's presenting and who the panelists are. I think that order of business is number one, because once we have that, then I think it'll be easier to secure the hotel when we can tell them who's presenting and who's coming, right?
Yeah, that's why I asked for everybody to send their logo in their bio. And so we can present these, if they're subject matter experts, what their bio is and stuff. So those are the things I sent out yesterday that I need to get from you guys, if you can get those to me so we can upload them on the website. So
Rosalie, I have some leads, especially for outdoor spaces, but I'm curious, are you looking for something that has no cost?
You know, that would be nice so that we can use most of the money for our solutions and put it towards the solutions. But if we need to pay for a venue, that's obviously part of the situation that we would have to deal with. So, you know, we would like that, and it's a nonprofit, so they can get it as a tax deduction as well, for the fair
Yeah.
market value. So it's actually better for them, because they can write it off and take it as a charity. But anyway, but we can pay for it if it would be better as well. So now,
Okay.
Gina, are you in, where are you located? Where would those?
That was my next question, because I don't
Yeah.
have any leads in Las Vegas, but
Mhm.
I'm right outside of Seattle.
Uh-huh.
And I also, I grew up in Southern California. So those are the two places that if October and we're doing outside, Seattle's not the greatest place, obviously. But I'm certainly willing to reach out to some of my Southern SoCal folks and
Yeah.
see.
Donna,
Yeah,
think
we've got a couple of places that would be wonderful as well, that would be no cost. So Sedona might be an option.
Oh, yeah. And Sedona's kind of, if there is a mask mandate everywhere else, Sedona is one of those that's like, nope, not gonna. So it would, yeah, that would probably be, you know, Vegas, if we can do it outdoors. But even when, you know, even in Vegas, if it's a mask mandate, we're only allowed to have a certain amount of people. So that would be the other problem, is if they made a big deal about that. So so Gina, yeah, let's just go ahead and open up the floodgates to where, but Jason's correct. We need to know the subject matter experts and the solutions first. So if everybody could do that and put together a quick bio on that, I appreciate it. Grant, or not Grant, Braxton, you had your hand up, but did you decide to change your mind?
No, I think what I still want to say is valid. I mean, if I'm hearing this right, are you saying that the symposium could potentially move states?
Yes.
I think the only surefire way to make sure that we're not going to have a venue that says a week before we go out there that we're going to get canceled is look at how certain states reacted to the virus before this moment. And I would place a bet on those types of states and those types of venues again to not lock down. I wouldn't trust Nevada. I wouldn't trust Washington. I wouldn't trust California. I would trust Arizona more. I would trust Utah. I would trust Idaho. I would trust Wyoming. I'd even trust Montana. I'd trust South Carolina. I'd trust Texas. That's just what I believe.
Yeah.
Good point. Really good point.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, and especially in this venue, I gotta say, you know, we are a problem-solving collaborative team. And I hate to say it, like I said from before, I don't like saying this, but it doesn't seem like our government is about solving problems, it's just creating them. So the last thing they want us to do is be successful in solving some problems, because it makes them look bad, maybe, I don't know, but that's something that, you know, we do need to consider. So yeah, we are open to changing the venue and the state. I did not intend to have it anywhere else but Las Vegas, but now that we've been having the snafus, I'm wondering if that's not for a
Sedona's
reason.
already hosted several freedom rallies at a local park here, and we've had no problems whatsoever. We had
Having a hard time
roughly-
hearing you.
Yep, talk real loud, talk up,
Oh,
or
you
speak
can't
up.
hear?
Yeah.
Does this not have the mics?
Oh,
on?
there you go. Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
put it
that's
closer
better.
to your mouth at work.
Okay, so I got to put it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sedona's had several freedom rallies in the last 2 years, and we've never been hassled once. On the last one, well, they've been averaging about 120 people each. And the last one, the police showed up just to say hi and make sure things were cool. They lasted about 10 minutes and left. So
I think it would make more sense to go to Sedona, Rosalie, because
Yeah.
literally yesterday they said that all the kids have to wear masks in the schools when they start the semester. And the university chancellor just put out a thing that said she would support a mask mandate, but didn't necessarily say that she's going to enforce one. But to me, all things are trending towards they're going to want to have masks, and they may end up sending kids home again from school, and which is just horrible. So I think that Sedona makes the most sense at this point in time, unless things change.
Yeah, and you can fly into Phoenix pretty cheap. Phoenix is a hub and it's not that far from Sedona, so people could fly into if for the people that were actually going to be in the rally and stuff. And we're going to do
Flagstaff.
this virtual. So does anybody have any connections to virtual conferencing? And I mean, we can use, there's a couple different Uber conference and things like that. Does anybody have any connection and experience with that? Because this would be, not something I have experience in.
Yeah, I may, Rosalie, and the connection is through a couple people in Tribe Up.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with one of them this morning, so I can connect you, make sure you guys are connected and see what but they have a virtual reality business that is focusing on events.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And I got my calendar thing figured out so I'll get that uploaded. It's just this last week it's really been really hard, where you just feel like, I think there's some other people on the call that's probably had COVID before, but man, or detoxing. I don't know what it is, but wow, that was no bueno. Okay, so let's move on to the collaborative community. So Grant and I sent a bunch of the API and to you and David today and Gwendolyn. I was going to make sure it's okay that I share your guys's phone numbers with each other as well, so that you can contact and just keep track of everything that you're doing on these collaborative communities. But did you get a chance to look at those pictures I sent and of her property, and what's your thoughts?
I didn't see that yet. I'm not sure if it went through. Let me check my email right now, if you don't mind.
Okay. David, did you? Yeah, David, did you?
The property is awesome. It's got tons of possibilities, and that type of acreage is perfect for a pretty sizable community and growing operations. So yeah, it's all perfect. The only thing that needs to be fleshed out are what I mentioned last time is the county guidelines on having people there, because it only takes one phone call from one neighbor, and that one neighbor can screw everything up, and a local clerk could show up, and then we're done for. So we need to flesh out all the community rules and regs to make sure that we're clear to move forward.
Yeah, I spoke with Gwendolyn. She had a meeting with the planning division, and they were super excited. So they said, we are all for something like this because it would help our communities to show how we can be resilient, and you're going to grow food and you're going to produce your own power there and store water. Great. Get us your proposal. Whereas before she had snafu after snafu. So the new admins there are super excited. And she said, I've never had them call me like 3 times. Well, I think it was, she said that they had a really good feeling about it, and that are excited, and they don't see any problem with us having people on the property. And I said about 50 to start with. And like I said, I would like this to be kind of a pilot test of where we can do our innovative technology and show these communities that completely are off grid, but are thriving even during, negativity and stress, and showing that we all can have communities within every zip code that can create these off the grid communities that can be sustainable. So good news on that, because she had hit some roadblocks from before and they're no longer there.
Well, so if they're saying all that, that's super amazing, because that's
Yeah.
a complete switch.
Yeah.
Because that's not the case in Yavapai County. Yavapai County is kind of like dealing with the Gestapo.
Yeah.
And I had submitted plans to set up 6 large yurts and domes on 10 acres. And they just went to town on throwing me out unless I paid all the fees and everything.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So the next steps would be is just David and Grant and your team get together and let's work on putting together a proposal and then also going for funding for there's a lot of funding in California for regenerative type of communities and sustainable communities. So we should be able to apply for the grant. And then, like I said, that's a great as an investor, it's a great investment because the philanthropic money doesn't have to be paid back, nor does the grant money have to be paid back. And so every investor dollar is going to be paid back, on a high return and quickly because we don't have to pay back the other stuff, and yet it all qualifies. And this is a good time to be able to step up and show we the people can solve our own problems. And here's a collaborative effort, and here's a collaborative community, and this is how it works. And who wouldn't want this in your own zip code? So anyway, glad to see, David, that you're wearing pants. Sometimes I just saw you stand up and move, but he's got no shirt on. I just wondered sometimes, I wanted to ask, are you wearing pants? But anyway, so, all right. Well, that's all I had to say. And if anybody else has anything else, we can input. I want to keep everything kind of, like I said, at the 12:30 mark. So we have a few more minutes. Is there anybody else that would like to, introduce yourself? And Bruce, you're new. So why don't you go ahead? Nobody knows you on the call. And Gina, nobody knows you on the call as well. And Gustavo, I've met you before, but a lot of the other people haven't met you. So those three people, if you don't mind just taking a few minutes and telling it, just 1 or 2 minutes is all, what solution do you have and why are you interested in this kind of community? So how about Gina? You go first, and then Bruce, and then Gustavo.
Okay, thank you. So hi, everybody. I'm Gina. I'm a master health coach and author, and I help people, well, specifically women and the people they influence, to love being in their bodies. And my social mission is around changing the wellness paradigm in the public school system, specifically what we're feeding our kids. And I have a pretty specific framework of how I want to do that. But as we all know, it takes a village. And so I'm really excited. It's wonderful to have the opportunity to meet Rosalie and see her vision and her passion and be able to connect with people that want to support each other in raising our vibration and creating a new earth that's sustainable and just and healthy and vibrant. And so I'm really excited to be here, and I appreciate that
And
you
Barry,
all wanna...
Barry to your left, and Gail down below, and also David, they're all in the wellness, health and wellness industry. So that you keep coming back, and we can, and again, present your solutions, and then we'll vet them and see if there's a good fit. So Bruce, thank you, Gina.
Thanks, Gina. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I'm the comedian in the bunch. I'm wearing pants, just so everybody knows. I'm glad to see everybody smile. No masks, everybody's smiling. It's so nice. And I am here in Las Vegas. I just met Rosalie a couple of weeks ago. I was moved by her message and said, geez, I'd like to help. Let me find out how to help. So I'm more in a fact-finding position right now, saying, what's going on. And I'm really new, of course, to the group. But I have been working with a lot of medical professionals that are in various industries. My background is IT. I was a computer programmer for years and an IT director. So I'm a real technical type guy. And in Vegas, I've been here 20 years, but I'm from Massachusetts and Redondo Beach. So I've traveled around a fair amount, and I've worked with a lot of people that have missions. So I feel like I'm more of the person in the background trying to move things forward. And when I heard the message and what was going on here, I said, I liked it a lot. So let me find out more and just see if I can offer some resources, even if it's just creative thought. But I do have a couple ideas, and which Rosalie and I are supposed to meet next week. So that'll get me up to speed a little bit more, because this is all new to me right now and what you're trying to accomplish. But I love it. I love it a lot. So let me see what I can do to help.
Okay,
That's
thanks, Bruce. Okay, so Gustavo.
Thank you, Rosalie. Hi, guys. My name is Gustavo Morales. I'm in charge of the community development from Abundance Concepts building concepts for the company of Grant CEO, which Grant is CEO from. And we are here because yes, we share this passion for the development of new communities. We are developing communities I have visited several communities around the world, and I'm a geophysics engineer from my previous life, and I work for oil and gas for almost 20 years. And now we decide to apply that knowledge that I had in the design of permaculture and design of what we like to call the invisible structure of communities, which is education and nonviolent communication and all of this related to the invisible structures that sustain a community, which is we think that is even most important than the physical structure. We also are presenting as a company new technologies for new housing, more affordable and tiny houses with new materials, etc. So as a company, that's what we have to offer, and as a person, and I'm in charge of the community area. And I had a couple of questions for you, Rosalie, about the community we're trying to build for the symposium, and David as well. I received the email. I only have three pictures. I don't know if there's more pictures than that. I only have 3 of them.
That was all that I got to start with in an
Okay.
AP. I sent an APN number so that you could look it up on Google Maps and stuff. But yeah, that was all.
Oh, all right. About the APA number, I didn't realize about that. I'm gonna double check that. And yes, and also David, if you have any other information, any maps or anything, because I think we need that because to design all the permaculture area and all the where the orchard is going to be and all the weather. I said I make some questions to you as well, Rosalie. I don't know if you pass them to somebody else that is going to help us to answer those questions.
Did you send that to me? When did you send me that, Gustavo?
The next day we talked, it was on July 24th, probably.
Can you either find that email? Can you find that email and resend it to me? Sometimes it gets buried underneath 300 emails, so send it back out to me.
Yeah, and I also send you the proposal of the community we're already building in Venezuela. So I don't know if you have time to take a look at it, you David as well.
Okay.
Just send it over.
Yeah, bump that up, and then just send it to the group with David and Gwendolyn and that I sent an email out to Grant yesterday, and I just have you as I sent to Grant, David, and then Gwendolyn, and said, you guys, if you don't want your emails or your phone numbers attached, let me know. But everybody's okay with that, right? So I'll send out that email bit or that
because
text.
that's the most critical component we have to have is a skeleton permaculture and community plan that we can expand or subtract and put it in each location.
Yeah.
Once we get a good plan together, then replicating it will be pretty quick. And as a side note, I'm currently doing that on 1.5 acres right now where I'm living. And we're installing about 30 fruit trees and blackberry bushes, and we've got our own well. So I'm doing the entire plan in a micro fashion on the property that I'm on right now.
Perfect. Yeah. So that could be used as an analysis as well. So sounds good. All right. Well, I love this team. I'm thankful for all of you. Is there any other comments from anyone else that would like to make a comment? We have a few minutes, and otherwise I'll sign off and lay down for a minute. Okay. All right. I appreciate you guys and your understanding as well. So see you next Thursday, and I'll send, I really am needing your guys' bios and your logos if you want to be added to our website and part of the symposium. And by next week, I will at least have reached out to David. Maybe you could put me in touch with the person who we would contact in Sedona about having that area, and then I'll also have a plan for one in Las Vegas as far as an outdoor park. And then
that would be me. I'll set that up.
Okay.
Hey, Rosalie.
I'll take the lead on that.
Okay, thanks.
Dave, excuse me, Dave, your email. I'm sorry.
Rosalie,
just to-
mine and your friend Matthew Paul Tusseroni is also in Sedona, and I don't know if him and David know each other.
They do.
Yeah, I know Matthew. Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. It's another
Yeah.
person who's there.
Thank you. Yeah, he would be involved as well. Gustavo, what did you say?
No, just double checking the email because I have an email here, but I don't know. Is David, your email is beckett@icloud.com?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep, you got it.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. And if there isn't anything else, let's sign off and I'll see you next week with some more information. Thank you. Mwah. Bye.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you.
Bye. Bye-bye. See you later, alligator.
Hey, this
Okay.
is cool. You really think maybe it's going to move to Sedona?
Well, if we have the same snafus we're having, I think so. And I would think that Vegas is a good place.